have a rooster who thinks he's a duck. And sometimes he thinks he's a rooster. But a lot of times he thinks he's a duck. Now, I'm not sure if this is the one, but I'm pretty sure he's the one that's hanging around the ducks and stuff. Has been trying to breed these ducks. Now, I'm not too excited about that because roosters don't enter the hens, but ducks do. So if a duck was trying to breed a chicken, that would not be good. A duck can actually kill a chicken trying to breed her because ducks are totally different than the chickens. So if you have your chickens and ducks together, be wise on what your roosters are doing. Excuse me. Due to the fact that roosters can kill, or your ducks can kill your hens. But roosters can't hurt the ducks except for pull some feathers out and maybe scrape up their back a little bit. When I do see him on a duck, I take him and I throw him out with Henry, the pig, so that he's not trying to breed these ducks. Now, he's one of the ones that's on the list to go into freezer camp, along with a couple of others. There's only one rooster I plan on keeping, and he's a cripple, so he's not any real threat. He doesn't travel far, and he doesn't cause any trouble, so he's the only one I'm going to keep. So I think there is four roosters that are going to freezer camp here in about a couple of weeks. I'm going to be getting them down. But like I say, I don't get too excited because it is a rooster and not a duck breeding a chicken. You don't ever want your ducks to breed your chickens. You see that? You need to get that drake out of that chicken pen immediately. I raise them when they're ducklings and chicks. I raise them together till the ducks start making a mess out of the brooder box, and then I take them and put them in a different pen. I put them in a bigger pen, and I keep the water separated away from their food to where they have drinking water, and then they have a little splash pond type thing. A couple of these black waters I put in, like those black waters I put in their pen, and I have it fixed so they can go up a ramp. There's a couple of rocks inside the tub so that they can climb back out when they're ducklings. Now, when they're ducklings, they're pretty good size, and so I let that. But once they start getting, everything wet inside the brooder, then I take them out with the chickens. I don't. Now, I do have two hens over in the chicken pen because the ducks, well, one, she flew in there on her own, and the other one I put in the other day because the rooster was trying to breed her, and the ducks had been a little rough on hers, so she was looking pretty shabby. So I wanted to see, now there he goes. Now he thinks. See, he thinks. And so I just intervened. Now he doesn't bother the male ducks, just the female ducks. Like I say, he is going into freezer camp here in a couple of weeks. I'm just waiting for it to cool down a little bit more so we don't have too many flies as I'm butchering these guys out. But yeah, she was getting pretty shabby looking, so I stuck her over in the chicken pen, and the rooster over there doesn't bother her. He stays away from the ducks, and the chickens stay away from the ducks, the two ducks. The chickens eating one feeder and the ducks eating another feeder, and that way, so. But he is a nuisance. I've already, like I said, I've already thrown him over into that pig pen a couple of times. I think next time I catch him up, I think I'm going to cut one wing feathers back. So if you cut just one wing feather back, it throws them off balance and they can't fly. And I think I'll just throw him out there with Henry, and he can eat and scratch stuff out there with Henry. He can eat any apple pieces or anything that Henry doesn't eat. And also, there's plenty of bugs and grass out there that he can eat on too. And I can throw some scratch out to him while Henry's eating. I can throw some scratch out to him, so he's getting some scratch and Henry's getting his food. I don't want him eating Henry's food. But yeah, he's a bit of a brat, and I think that's a reason why I have a couple of hens that used to come out here and in this pen here with the ducks and eat with the ducks until he started coming in and chasing them, and then they flew up in a tree and won't let him get anywhere near him. They only come down out of the tree when he's not around. He follows these guys out up front to the house, so the hens do get a chance to get out of the tree and do their thing. And get some food and water and all. And they are the Americanas. So at night I put everybody away. The chickens are already put away. The ducks here, it's not quite bedtime for them yet. A few more minutes. I try and keep them on a schedule. I try and keep them on a schedule a little more than I do the chickens. And that's because the chickens start going to bed a little bit earlier than the ducks do. And these guys are kind of quieting down. They are getting close to wanting to go to bed though. Ducks don't see very good at night, so they pretty much sleep most of the night. If there is moonlight or something out, they will wander around with the moonlight because they can see a little bit better, but their eyesight's not all that great at night. So they can see, but not as well as they should. You see the Muscovies are still eating and stuff. I haven't really fed these guys for bedtime yet. I think some of that feed was from this morning, and usually they have it pretty much all ate up by nightfall. So I'm not sure if they're getting, the grass has come up, and as you can see there's kind of green out here, so they are probably eating more of the grass and what have you. And so that is subsidizing some of their diet. And that's probably why they're not eating, so I'll probably start cutting back a little bit on their feed. Not a whole lot, I'll just cut back maybe 1 or 2 scoops so that they do clean this up. I want it all cleaned up before I feed them at night. So I think in the morning feeding will be a little less than in the evening feeding, because that way they can eat. So as soon as the light comes up, And it doesn't get light now until about 6:30. So and I get out here about 6:30, and their dishes are empty. And they say they are hungry. And so they're quiet and resting. I don't think this is all of them. I think there's some ducks missing yet. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's only 12 ducks here, and we have 19 or 20 ducks. So they're not all here yet. I think some are with the geese. The geese are up front eating the grass, and I think that's where most of the ducks are. Even the Buff Orpington ducks are with the geese. They think they're geese. So I just noticed that my neighbor went out to look at Bones out there in the back there. I did a short on him. I'm not sure if anybody saw that short or not. Maybe I did I think I did a long one on Bones. I thought I did a short. I think I was going to do a short, but it wound out to being a long. So yeah. My neighbors, I think I'm crazy anyway. All the things I put up to try and keep the land predators away. I can keep them away, but it's almost virtually impossible to keep the aerial predators away, especially the ravens. They're the worst. Anyway, please subscribe. Please push the notification bell. Make a comment. I really love the comments. I don't get too many of them, but I do enjoy the ones, so I do get. And push the like or not like button, and we'll catch you on the flip side.